All right, welcome to this lesson, and this is all about your book launch. This is a very, very exciting lesson because now your book is ready. It's moments away from publishing it on Amazon, so you can start collecting that passive income. So let's dive right into it. Now, what I'm about to show you in this lesson, this is not theory. This is proven strategy. It's a proven book launch strategy that I've never broken down or shared with the general public, except some of the coaching students that I've worked with one-on-one. But let me break it down to you and show you, and I'll even show you the person I learned this proven book launch strategy from. He's one of the most successful authors, or publishers rather, on Amazon. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to talk about why your book launch is so important. What does your book launch entail? How to make $1,500 on one day, or day one rather, of your book launch going live. And I'm going to give you the step-by-step blueprint to your book launch. So let's talk about first what your book launch has to be. Book launch is like a rocket launch. This is the point in time of your book's life cycle. You need to put the absolute most work and effort and time into it. Just like a rocket ship, albeit the picture is of a Tesla rocket. I believe that's the Falcon Heavy. Traditional rockets before Tesla used up the majority of their fuel just to get out of the atmosphere. Tesla is a lot more efficient, so that's no longer the case. But with that same philosophy in mind, you're going to put the majority of your effort into your book launch to help essentially launch your book out of the atmosphere so it can go float in the Amazon outer space for eons and eons. Having a successful book launch brings you that much closer so you can have a smooth sailing and have regular book sales coming in on a daily basis. And this lesson is going to help set up you so you can have the most successful way to launch a book possible. Now, why is it so important? A book launch is really designed to get the most attention as possible when you release a new book. Doing so positively impacts your book sales for the rest of the time it's selling, right? I think about this, like having a solid book launch strategy not only gives you a massive boost in sales, but it helps you climb the ranks on Amazon early, which gives your book an easier chance to stay on page one. If you just published your book to Amazon and didn't, kind of hoped for the best, which a lot of people do, it's a lot harder to try to get your book back from page 10 to page 1 than it is putting all this effort and energy and you land on page 1 in the beginning. Fighting and staying on page 1 is a lot easier than landing on page 10 and crawling your way back. So we want to make as much noise as possible. Make as much noise as possible when you launch a book in your niche. It's absolutely key. And this right here, this is what I found to be the difference from successful to unsuccessful publishers. There's a time, and in fact, some of my students have even told me this. In fact, my brother told me this. He published his first book on Amazon, just kind of hoped for the best. He had no launch plan, had no attack plan or anything like that. He just put it up on Amazon and thought sales were going to happen. That's not the case. So don't create your uphill battle, right? Having a proven launch strategy not only makes sales from day one, it ensures you're not facing that uphill battle. And one of the reasons that a lot of publishers, they fail and give up is because they simply publish a book on Amazon and then just hope for the best, right? There's no hope in business. Real businesses have a plan. And that's why having a launch strategy, it does make all the difference in the world for you. When I was working with an author, you're gonna see him in a second, I came to him with essentially it's a 1.5-month long plan. And I showed him, okay, here's exactly the date that we're going to launch. He had the date, so I just worked with that. So he's like, here's my launch date. I'm like, all right, here's exactly what we're going to be doing. The days and the weeks leading up to that launch date. Here's what we're doing on launch day. Here's what we're doing after launch day. And then beyond that. And it was a strategic plan designed to maximize our time on Amazon in the beginning. And I'm going to show you why. Remember the algorithm, right? Remember in week 3, we talked about titles and SEO. You learned how Amazon's algorithm can play a role in your book's success. We want to work with that algorithm. When you launch a new book on Amazon, Amazon gives your book an artificial boost on their site. So your book is actually going to be artificially inflated. So you want to capitalize on that because Amazon's testing out a new product. They want to see, hey, how many sales can this new book have? Is it going to be a hit? How much money is it actually going to make here? And that's momentum we want to capitalize on. This boost can help your book get as much as 10 times the amount of eyes on it, and it lasts for a few weeks. So it's vital that we do absolutely everything we can in the beginning to get more sales and more reviews during this time. You know, this is Newton's third law, right? We've talked about, or we haven't talked about it, but you should know Newton's third law, right? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This is like his third law about book launches. Sales and reviews are the most important thing about during your book launch. Those are the two things you want. Reviews create more sales, so we focus on getting as many reviews as possible. That is key. The more reviews you can have, the more social proof your book has, the more sales it's going to get, then the more reviews we'll grab, the more sales, and it's an ongoing cycle. 81 and 15 on day one. So my goal is to give you the book launch strategy that's proven to get you sales and reviews on day one so you can create momentum. Now, this is the same strategy that I used for launching this book back in 2017, even well before I had an official course launched. This was the first student to use this. He got 81 reviews on day one and made over $1,500 in revenue, ebook and paperback only. So this is really key. And this is going to be the same strategy that you're going to want to use for every single book launch that you use going forward. The effort you put forth here helps you ensure your book's going to make sales years down the road. Bundles are the only exception here. We have a specific launch strategy we're going to be using for bundles, and that's going to be more covered. That's going to be covered later on when we talk about creating bundles for our books. Now, the launch process consists over 3 different phases. Okay, we have the pre-launch, we have the launch, and then we have the post-launch. Now, I'm going to break down each one, and there's going to be a PDF below this lesson where you can get a full calendar to help you stay organized. It's going to bring it all together here. So let's take a look at the pre-launch. Now, this consists mainly of working with your review team. Now, this is done 14 days before your actual launch date on Amazon. Okay, so 14 days out, you're going to send your book in PDF form to your review team. 2 days later, resend it to everyone who hasn't opened it. There's going to be a video on how to do this in the description of this lesson, so you can go ahead and watch that. And then 6 days before your launch, resend the email to the review list about a reminder of the launch date and about leaving reviews. Now, with the review team lessons, you're also going to learn about the bonuses that you're able to use as a thank you for being on the review team. That's one of the reasons we've had such great success with our review team leaving reviews on day one. So be sure to watch that when we talk about building your review team and that week. Okay, now the actual launch. Now the launch is broken into 2 steps. We have our soft launch and our hard launch. Now the soft launch is the day before your launch. You publish your book on Amazon, just the ebook and the paperback. You price your ebook at 99 cents. Okay, your ebook gets priced at 99 cents and your paperback at whatever the paperback pricing lesson suggests. That lesson you can find in the description. Once your book is live, email your review team, send them the link to your book so they can get it at 99 cents and leave a review on day one. Okay? Go over to ACX, claim your book, begin getting auditions, have your friends and family purchase your book at this time too, turn on Amazon ads, and purchase your book yourself. Oh my God, so many people do not do this for whatever reason. Purchase your freaking book. This is so key for so many reasons. Mainly, you want to verify everything in your book is laid out correctly because the Kindle previewer is garbage. You want to actually verify it yourself using a Kindle device, or like what I do, I just download the Kindle app on my computer and then that app acts as a Kindle device so you can see exactly how your book's going to look. Because sometimes the Kindle previewer will not show you any formatting issues that an actual Kindle device will show you. But of course, do not leave a review for your own book. That is not allowed. Now, we're going to talk more about these steps, more of the key ones in a second, once I review everything here. Now, the actual launch is called your hard launch, the hard launch date. Email your entire list that your new book is available for sale for 99 cents. Now, those of you who have a large list, or if you have a small list, under 1,000 people, just send the whole list on one day. Those of you who do have a larger list, right, over 1,000 people, 2,000 or 3,000, stagger this over a day or two, or 2 to 3 days, really. What this does is it allows for consistent sales over your first few days on Amazon versus a sudden boost of sales. This is another thing that's been proven to help longevity of your book, providing you can maintain that with ads that we'll get into in a little bit as well. And then also send a reminder email to the review team, to the ones who haven't opened the previous email. Post-launch, you're going to increase your book to $2.99 on day 2. Resend your emails to a list of people who have not opened on day 1. And 33 days after your launch, you're going to run your first Kindle Countdown deal. All right, so like I said, I'm going to cover that in a little bit more detail in a second here. I just wanted to kind of give you a preview of what the actual launch and the post-launch is going to look like. Now, picking your launch date. Really, any day is fine. Any day you want. Just make sure you decide on a date and have all the following prepared. Now, when I say any date is fine, I really do mean Tuesday or Wednesday. Any Tuesday or Wednesday of the month is fine. There has been data collected from S.J. Scott. He's one of the people that I learned on how to do this launch strategy with. Where Tuesday and Wednesdays, I believe specifically Tuesday, is the best day for book launches. And he only launches books on a Tuesday. He's found over all the book launches he's done with all the data, talking to all the authors and publishers and some people at Amazon, that sales are best on a Tuesday. You can look into that a little bit more. I've done enough research and seen enough of his success that I kind of go off that. So I typically do my book launches on Tuesdays. But it is what it is. So make sure you have everything ready to go here. Your book is formatted for your ebook and paperback. All your covers are finished, book description completed, emails ready for the review team. Those are the major components that you should have all completed by this time in the course anyways. So let's break down launch day. So the day before your actual launch, right? This is where you're going to go on to KDP and you're actually going to go and publish your ebook and your paperback. It takes up to 24 hours for your book to go live and become available on Amazon. All right. So as soon as it goes live, you'll get an email from KDP saying, hey, your book is now live. As soon as it goes live, go on to Amazon, buy the book. Buy the book, review it, make sure there's no formatting errors, make sure everything's correct, everything's where it should be, the description is okay, your title, everything's correct. Just double check that final thing when your book is live on Amazon, because this is the time you want to make any quick changes or adjustments to that, now seeing that your book's live. You're also going to go ahead and price your book at 99 cents. We want to get as many sales as possible here. So having your ebook priced at 99 cents will help entice buyers to purchase this new book right away. Doing this will help move your book up the ranking on Amazon. At this stage of the game, we're not worried about profits. We're not worried about making money. We're just worried about getting as many sales as possible to boost up your book's ranking. Now, on the launch day, there's a couple things we're going to look at. Amazon ads, audiobooks, and sending the email. So Amazon ads, you're going to have full lessons on Amazon ads. Those are going to be covered next week, in week 6. We want to get as many sales as possible. Like I was saying, profitability is not yet a focus. Running Amazon ads for books that are priced at 99 cents, they're not really going to be profitable. But that's not what we're focused on right now. We're just focused on driving as much traffic to this page as possible. Increasing our rank for our book is our number one priority. We're going to start the audiobook process, right? Don't leave money on the table. Audiobooks are a phenomenal way to add another source of income for your book. So claim your book on ACX, start collecting narrations for your book. And in week 7, you're going to have the full breakdown of how to do your audiobooks. And then send emails to your entire list, excluding your review team. You'll send emails to them separately, but you want to let your entire list know, hey, you can get this book for 99 cents for the next 24 hours. Now, here's what happens the days and weeks after your launch date. One day after your launch date, resend the email to all the people who didn't open the email, right? In the email lessons, you'll see how to resend emails to people who haven't opened. You'll be able to see that. It's a simple process, so you're going to resend it. Sometimes people don't open emails for whatever reasons. I know I don't, but if I get it resent, boom, it's at the top of my email list, and I was like, great, I wanted to check that out. You can check it at another time. 2 days after your launch date, we're going to price your ebook at $2.99. Now, I know I said 2 days, or earlier here I said your book's going to be 99 cents for the next 24 hours. We're just letting some of the stragglers still grab it for 99 cents. Remember, we don't care about the profit. We care about getting the actual sale to boost our ranking. That's what's key. Follow up with your review team again to have them leave reviews. You hammer them, especially with the incentive that they get as a thank you for being in the review team. You just want to remind them. And then 33 days after your launch, run your Kindle countdown deal. Watch this in lesson 8. The reason it's 33 days is it has to be 30 days after you've done any price adjustments. 2 days after the launch, we change the price, so we have to wait 30 days. So 33 days essentially after you launch. But more on that on week 8. So wrapping up here, timing is not everything. Look, where I say 14 days and 6 days out and 2 days after, if you're off a couple days, especially because it's your first 1 or 2 book launches, don't beat yourself up. The important thing is you want to develop a consistent launch process that you can use each time you have a new book. This is how you get better and better at launches, not because you're following an exact formula. So just use this as your blueprint essentially and build the best launch process that you can using this as a baseline. Remember, getting reviews is the most important factor here. This is what you want to focus on primarily. Getting as many sales as possible comes next. This will take practice and a few launches for you to find your groove. So take note of what went well and what needed work so you can get better for next time. I remember launching my first few books. I would always keep it in my journal of what worked, what I screwed up on, what I forgot about, and all of that, because then on the next book, I would make sure that didn't happen. That's the only way you can get better and better in this business or anything. It's just to take notes on what is going well and what isn't going well so you can improve on it. So now, in the next lesson, we're going to move to uploading your book to Amazon KDP. I'm going to show you the proper way of how to actually upload it and fill out the metadata. There's so much that publishers are really missing out, and it's costing them money. So that's going to be in the next lesson, and we'll go over the pricing strategy and a whole bunch of cool things in it. And then we're on to week 6 to talk all about Amazon ads. So I will see you in the next lesson.